everyone, welcome to this workout. So my name's Debbie and I'm going to take you through the practice today. Today we're going for weights. I know this is Debbie with Pilates and I've been away for quite a while. I've had tests done on my osteoporosis and it's got quite a bit worse than expected. They've put me on different medication, but I've also been told that I need to up my weight work. I know you probably, if you've done my practices, you'll see that I use little hand weights and things, and I've always sort of promoted the fact that we need to build our muscles to encourage the bones to grow new cells, because obviously as we get older, the cell growth slows down quite a bit. For me, obviously, I've not done enough weight work. So I've invested in a weights bar, which is something I'm going to go through with you today. If you haven't got a weights bar, you can use hand weights. I have got some hand weights here. So I've got 3K ones, which I quite like actually for some of the work, which you're going to be able to use instead of a bar if you haven't got one. And failing that, you can always use, sort of bottles of water, as I've always said in my other practices. I've also been having some PT, which is been fabulous, and I'm going to run through some of the things that she has taught me. She's absolutely brilliant, and I can highly recommend going to a PT for this type of work if you need it. So yeah, that's what I'm going to be doing today. I will give options throughout for different things that you can do. I'm not obviously fully trained in weight work, so I've not got a qualification. I'm doing this to just show you what I've been doing and what's helping me. So if you do attempt to do any of these things, do make sure that your body's okay with it. Maybe speak to a GP or whatever, or go and speak to a PT yourself and see how you're feeling. But I'm just going to add this practice in for you all to sort of see the sort of thing that I'm doing now to help my osteoporosis. And then once this is all done, I've still been doing my Pilates, because I swear by Pilates as well. So I've still been doing that, and I've been doing my private practices with my other clients, but I haven't been recording or uploading anything. But hopefully we'll get back to that too. So let's start by checking out with our bodies like I always do in my practices. We're going to take ourselves laying down. Now you can take yourself down from your side and come onto your back. You can use a weight. As I say, I've got my 3K weight here. You can use bigger weight, you can use what you want, and just holding it out in front. You could probably hold 2 weights if you wanted to hold both weights, but as we're just warming up, I'm going to take the one small weight. I'm going to hold it out in front, sitting nice and tall. Breathe in, and as you breathe out, you curve your spine down. You don't just drop back, you curve that spine down to come down to a land position. Now you come down slowly. You've got your weight here. If you haven't got a weight, you can take behind your legs. You can, support yourself from behind your thighs. You don't just drop down. You come down slower and slower. When you're holding yourself, you've got that core pulled in and you're holding yourself nicely there. And you just come all the way down as slow as you can, one vertebrae to the ground. If you've got a weight, just push it to one side and get yourself comfortable on the mat. So taking your legs out long. If you have lower spine issues, you can take your feet mat width apart and drop your knees in together. Okay, so I'm going to take my legs long. You take your palms out. Let's face them up. Let's bring some energy in. Roll your shoulders back and down. Get yourself comfortable. And then when you're in a nice comfortable position, just close your eyes down and start to focus internally at your body and how it's feeling today. Fabulous. Letting your feet drop outwards, relaxing them down, relaxing the lower legs, the knees and the upper legs. So both legs are just now soft. Give them a little scan. How are they feeling today? How are those ankles? How are the calves and the knees and everything? How are your thighs feeling? If you've got areas that are tense or not feeling so great today, focus on them throughout your practice. Ask them at this point to rest down and soften. And your lower core your lower spine, your mid-spine, your upper spine, your chest and your belly. So your torso, let it rest down. Focus on those areas that I just said. How are they feeling today? How's the spine, the lower, mid and the upper? Again, ask it to rest. If you have areas of uncomfortableness, focus on them throughout the practice. Be mindful. And then your hands, the wrists, the lower arms, the elbows, the upper arms and your shoulders. Rest them down, relax them. How are they feeling? Again, focus on those areas and see how they're feeling today. Shoulders, we hold a lot of tension. Really soften them down, let them relax. With weights, you're going to feel shoulder work coming in, so, be mindful of that again. And then your neck and your head. The neck, we hold tension there, we strain, especially if we're working at desks and things. Our head drops down, let the neck rest. Ask it to soften. And then all your facial muscles, let them go. Just relax everything down, your jaw, your cheekbones, your forehead. And while you're lying here, scan your body from the tips of the toes, over the legs, over the torso, the hands, the arms, the shoulders, the neck and the head. Asking every part to relax, preparing yourself for the practice ahead. Soften down. Take that scan one more time. Breathe into tense areas. Soften down. And gently rock your head from side to side, releasing out the neck, slowly, slowly. Taking the arms up so they're resting on the elbows and circle your wrists one way. Circle them the other. And then clasp the fingers together, clasping them, pushing the hands up, turning the palms to the ceiling, push up, stretch across the shoulders, the rest of the body staying down. You can hold the core tight, squeeze the glutes and push the arms up and then relax, holding the arms where they are, breathing in, and as you breathe out again, push the arms up, squeeze the core, squeeze the glutes, just push the arms up. Feel the stretch across the shoulders and the length of the arms. And then releasing them down. Bringing your feet up so that they're flat on the mat. Take them mat width apart. And take your arms out either into a T shape or cactus arms where we bend up at the elbow. Breathing in. And as you breathe out, drop the legs over to the left. Holding them there. Relax into that. You might feel a stretch in the lower spine. You might feel it around the glutes, the top of the thigh. Just holding it there. Breathe into tense areas, soften it down. Breathing in, bringing the legs to center, and as you breathe out, drop the legs over to the right hand side, all the time holding the core. Once you get to your point of comfort, release the core and relax into the stretch. Tiny little spinal twist here. Big breath in, pulling in the core. Bringing the legs to centre, breathing out. Relax the core. Heel toe the feet so they are now hip width apart. Taking in your right leg, hugging it in towards you. And then just gently circling that leg one way, holding onto the top of the knee. And then circling it the other way, warming up now. Dropping that leg down. Bringing in the left leg, squeezing it towards you. Hand on the knee, circle it one way, just working the hip area now. And then circling the other way. Excuse my dogs. And then bringing both legs in, squeezing both legs in together, really squeezing them in tight. Releasing down, holding onto both knees. Let's circle both legs. So we're circling them out and in, releasing that hip. And then stop there, taking the knees out and then around. So out, in and around. That's it, amazing. Working those hip areas. Squeezing the legs in once again. Now, if you want to here, you can take happy baby pose. It's entirely to you, or you can continue with the leg circles. So if you're doing happy baby, you can take the side of the feet, you can take the inside, you can take the ankles, you can even just hold around your thigh area. The idea is we're trying to get the knees down to the armpits. Okay, so you do which is best for you. And if this is too much, stick with the leg circles. We are just warming up. Holding it there. This is going to warm the spine, backs of the thighs, those old quads. And then bring yourself up to a seated position. You can either push yourself over from the side or you can rock and roll yourself up. So I'm just going to rock myself. Do a few rocks because that's quite nice for the spine. Massages the length of the spine. Coming up to a seated position. Okay, let's come round. I'm just going to stretch out a little bit more down the legs. So taking the legs wide. Okay, you're going to bring yourself down. So just gently, we are warming up, so you're going to feel tight here. Bringing yourself down. You might come onto your elbows. You might just be here, wherever's good for you. Stretching out, keeping the back nice and long. Try not to hunch the back down. Trying to sort of sit up and coming down with the spine in one long line. Amazing, guys. Then walk yourself over to your right leg, breathing in, and again as you breathe out, we're bringing the chest towards the knee and we're just lowering down. Fabulous. Feel that stretch. Warming up the legs, pushing yourself up, gently walking over to the left and dropping yourself down over the left-hand side. I'm finding it tighter on this side this morning. It's morning here for me, by the way, guys. Might be afternoon for you. And then pushing yourself up, bringing the legs together, breathing in, and as you breathe out, again, bringing that chest towards your knees. Don't just drop down. We're stretching forward. Bringing ourselves forward and coming down. At the end of the practice, you probably find you'll come down a little bit lower. Right now, we're still warming that spine up, so don't force anything, don't push anything. And then bringing yourself up. Amazing. Roll those shoulders back and down. Taking the arms together, pushing them out, palms away, holding them together. Now this time we've got our palms facing towards us. Pull away. So pull as if you're pulling your fingertips apart, grip and pull, and you feel that stretch across the shoulders. And then just drop the head down for a bigger, hard, like sort of a bit of a stronger stretch by doing that. Amazing. Right, guys, let's get up and let's start with our weight work. So I've got 5K on either end of my bar. You might have small hand weights. Again, these are 3K ones, so you might have lighter, you might have heavier. Again, it's dependent on how you're feeling. So if you're using hand weights, you've got one in each hand, you're rolling your shoulders back and down. Now you've got your feet hip width apart. If you can't have your feet facing forward, which I'm actually find difficult with, my PT told me to just turn the feet slightly outwards, but make sure we have our knees locked. My fault with I found out is that I tended to bend at the knees because I have knee issues, and they said no, because by doing that you're not bringing yourself down properly, and you need to come down in one long line with the spine. So if you've got your hand weights, shoulders back and down, you're going to breathe in, and as you breathe out you're going to pivot from the hip, the whole back comes down in one, you come down. You've got that core pulled in, you've got those glutes squeezed, and you're coming back up. Locked knees, okay? That's the hand weights. With my bar, as I said, I've got 5K on either side. We're going to do 3 reps of 10 on each that we do today. So from here, again, we've got our knees nice and locked. We've got our core pulled in, okay? And we're coming down, taking hold of our bar. I've got markers on here so I know where to hold it, but it's sort of, I guess, slightly wider than my shoulders, but not much. And then we've got our legs locked, we're breathing in. And as you breathe out, bring yourself up. Straight, okay. So we're going to do 10 reps. Breathing in, squeeze everything, squeeze the core, squeeze the glutes, pivot in at the hips, the spine's coming down in one long line. We've got 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, keep everything pulled tight, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Okay, now you can rest the bar down, or you can keep it holding on the arms. Shoulders back and down, little rest. Let's do 10 more. Ready? Breathing in, core tight, squeeze the glutes. 10, don't hurry these. 9, but we want them nice and smooth. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and the last one for this set. Again, you can either rest the bar or you can hold it here for a little rest. Shoulders back and down. You can as well, so you've got my music in the background, but obviously I'm only allowed to have certain types because of copyright, but it is nice to have a little bit more upbeat music when you're doing this, so if you want to put your own sounds on as well, give you a bit more encouragement. Breathing in, pulling in the core, squeeze the glutes. Last 10. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and the last one, bringing it down. Now the weight to drop on the floor, standing up, roll the shoulders, give yourselves a little bit of a twist. Okay, so that's our first set that we've done there. Now, I'm going to change my weights over. So we're going to have a few weight changes. So the next ones I'm going for are 2.5k, and these are for my biceps. Okay, again, you choose which is good for you. I've got this fabulous bar here. These are great. They just slide off. I had a look at lots of different bars and what, you know, we had around, and lots of them had like screws and spinning the screw in. These I just found great because they just clip off very quickly. Quick change on these, sliding them off, taking the weights off and getting back on. So we are going to do 3 sets. So you've got your weights ready, guys, for what sets you're going to be doing. And your chosen weights, again, if you're doing it with hand weights, you've got your hand weights here. You're going to stand again, feet hip width apart, either toes facing forward or finding outwards, knees locked in, glutes squeezed, core pulled in, and we're lifting like this. Okay, nice and tight, arms into the body, okay, not out here, nice and tightly in, doing the weights. So I'm going to do my bar here, got my bar, standing nice and straight, shoulders back and down, breathing in, squeezing in that core. Let's do our first 10. So we've got 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. You can rest the bar down, or you can just hold it there, dropping the shoulders back and down again. Okay, ready for the next 10. You've got the bar on the floor, pick it up, keeping the legs straight, locked, squeezing the glutes and the core. Ready, here we go. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Holding it down there, shoulders back. Release the bar down, or you can hold it there. It's good for you. You've got the bar on the floor, pick it up. Keeping the core pulled in as you do so. Nice. Breathing in, let's go for our next 10. Final 10. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and the last one, bringing it up and coming back down. Amazing. Okay. So you might be feeling that, you might not. I don't know what sort of weight you've got on. I'm now dropping right down onto 1.25k either side for my triceps. They're not my strongest. So again, it's your choice and your weight and what you wish to do. Honestly, I'm dead excited about these. I love them. Not something I ever thought I'd really be doing, but there you go. Needs must. Significant changes to my body. I must listen. So we're going to take this lying down. We're going to lay on our backs for these ones. Again, if you've got your hand weights, you can do your hand weights. And you'll be down on the floor. You're going to have your arms up here, and we're just bending at the elbow. So the arm is nice and straight here, that's straight, and that arm is just coming down. Okay, just the top of the arm is coming, so it'll be with both arms working those triceps. Okay, so you've got those with the hand weights, or with me with a bar. Bringing the knees up, getting them comfortable on the floor, keeping that core pulled in and keeping the glutes tight. Taking the bar up. Now also what my PT told me, that if you find that when you're doing this your arms are sort of moving around, you can actually put a strap, and she did do it for me actually one time, a strap on there which keeps those arms sort of the correct shoulder width distance, and you have to keep them there to stop the obviously the strap from falling, and it does encourage you to keep your arms nice. So yeah, we've got them shoulder width apart, our arms are up, squeezing in, and then as you squeeze out, or breathe out I should say, you just drop the bar to your forehead, bending just at the elbows. That's 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and the last one coming down. Okay, rest the bar down gently. You can rest it sort of on the hip area. Let's go for our next 10. Bringing the bar back up, getting yourself comfortable, breathing in, squeeze the glutes, squeeze the core, dropping the bar down. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and the last one, dropping it down. We've got one more rep of those to go, guys. How are you feeling? I can definitely feel it in my arms. Don't know if that proves that I'm not very muscly bound. I thought I always had a good muscle content, but clearly I need to do more. So bringing the bar up again. As I say, I've got markers on mine so I know where I am, but it is sort of shoulder width apart with the arms, bending just at the elbows, squeezing in that core, squeeze those glutes. Let's go for our last 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Now last one, guys. Down we go, bringing it up and bringing that bar down. Okay, taking the legs long, you can either push the bar over to the side, or you can come up holding the bar with a nice seated position. So breathing in, pulling in that core, squeeze the glutes, and as you breathe out, holding the bar slightly up, use the bar, bring yourself up slowly all the way to the top. Amazing. So there you go, guys. That's the barb work that I've been doing. Little weight practice there. So yeah, I mean, if you're confident in yourself and you feel good, then you can sort of take that on. So now we need to do a little bit of a stretch out. So I'm going to come round, sitting. So like you onto your toes. So we're going to have the toes underneath. That way we're getting some stretch between our soles of our feet, sitting on our knees, shoulders back and down. It's taking our arms out to the side, bringing our right arm across, holding onto it with the left arm, feeling the stretch there. Stretching that out. And then you're going to take the arm up and over and bring it down. Now if you want, You can grab hold of the fingertips and you can feel the stretch there. Make sure you've still got your core pulled in, your glutes are squeezed, and you feel the stretch. Fabulous. Shake the arms. Shaking those arms out. Arms out again. Taking the left arm across, right arm underneath. Feeling that stretch there. Taking the left arm up, bringing it down, and as I say, you can either sort of just push it down from there, just gently pushing, don't hold anything, don't force anything down, or you can take the fingertips, again the spine nice and long, we're not hunching or everything, we're keeping nice and long and we're stretching out, if you can feel that stretch. Fabulous, okay, taking the arms, give them a shake. Now you can see my wings there. That's what happens when you get older, guys. Taking our fingertips together, again, like we did at the beginning of the practice. Fingertips as if you're pulling them apart, gripping them, pulling apart, feeling that stretch across the shoulders. We've just done a practice with those. Let's stretch that out. Breathing in, keeping the core tight, keeping the glutes squeezed, and then dropping your head down. Keeping everything, don't stop breathing, don't hold your breath, but keep everything pulled in, feel the stretch. Then twisting the palms, you lift the head, taking the palms up to the ceiling, pushing away. And then give those arms a shake. Okay, let's do what we did earlier with our legs. So sitting round, you might be able to come down a little bit lower now that we've worked the spine, so shoulders back and down, breathing in. And as you breathe out, tilt forward from the hip, tilting forward, we're not hunching down, we're nice straight core, and we're coming down, our spine straight. So now you should be able to come down perhaps a little bit lower than we did at the beginning of the practice, dropping ourselves down, holding the stretch, feet flexed, and then you can point the feet, you'll get a different stretch. Feet back to flex as you push yourself up. Walk yourself over to the right, breathing in. And as we breathe out, we come down chest to knee. Again, you should be able to come down perhaps a little bit lower than we did earlier at the beginning of your practice. And pushing yourself up. Breathe out as you come over to your left leg. Breathing in, sitting tall. And as you breathe out, drop yourself down over that left leg, coming down. And then push yourself gently up. And then our final stretch here. We're going to sit tall, we're going to take ourselves down over the legs. As I said to you right at the beginning, we're bringing our chest towards our knees, we're not hunching down. Keeping the spine nice and long and straight as we stretch forward. Breathing in, core tight, breathing out, tilt yourself forward. You can let the core go now. You're not going to be able to obviously hold the core while you're bending forward, but do try and keep the glutes a little bit tight. And feel yourself as you come down. You might want to take behind the feet just to bring yourselves down a little bit more. Feel that stretch down the length of the spine. And then gently push yourself up. The other thing that my actual GP told me is that bending forward is probably not great for osteoporosis. However, they did say that if it works for you and it's good for your body and you feel good from it, then continue. And I think because I've done Pilates for so long, that bending forward, like particularly with the roll up, roll down, which is the classic Pilates move, for me, I get benefit from it. So I will continue to do that. But again, listen to your bodies, guys. So we're going to take our final relaxation now. We'll do one more stretch with our legs as we come to the floor, and then we're going to just close ourselves down for the practice. So taking your arms out again, if you want to take a weight and continue with our weight work, Bring yourself from your side if you want to. If coming down from the side, try always come down from the left if you have low blood pressure. Holding your weight, however you feel good. Holding it out in front, and let's C-curve our spine down. Breathing in, breathing out. Hold that core. C-curve yourself down. You're coming down extremely slow. Got that core tight. Again, if you can't hold it, take behind your thighs and use the support. If you can't hold yourself with your core, all the way down to the mat. Take the weight away, bringing yourself down. Bringing your right leg up, holding behind the calf. Circle the ankle one way, circle the ankle the other way, and then breathing in. And as you breathe out, squeeze that leg towards you, bringing it in. And if you want, you can lift your head up towards the leg. Coming down, dropping that leg over onto your onto your left, taking behind the calf and straightening out the left leg. Using your elbow to push away the right leg for the opening. Dropping that leg down, taking the right leg back up, and then drop it out to the right hand side with the flexed foot. Bringing it back to centre and bringing it down. Okay, taking the left leg up, holding behind the thigh or the calf, circling the ankle one way, and then circling the other. Taking a breath in, and as you breathe out, squeeze that leg towards you. And if you want, you could bring your head up to feel the stretch. Coming down, dropping that left leg over the right, bringing the right leg up, straightening the right leg, and then using the elbow to push your left leg away. Dropping the right foot down, left leg back up, taking that left leg out to the side. Flex foot and making sure that our hips, holding onto your hips so you're nice and square on the mat with your hips. Bringing that leg back up, bringing it down, breathing in. And as you breathe out, squeeze those legs in towards you. Holding onto the knees, a little circle, easing out the hips. Circle the opposite way. And again, you continue with those like we did at the beginning of the practice, or you can take Happy Baby. For the final stretch. This is your last stretch, guys. And then when you're ready, dropping the legs down, taking them long or feet mat width apart with the knees locked in. Ever's good for you. This time the legs are as wide as the mat if you have them long. Arms out, away from the body, palms facing up if you want to bring in more energy, or if you want to try and ground yourself a bit more, you can take your palms down to the ground. Whatever feels good for you. Release your neck out. So rocking your head from side to side, releasing that neck. Coming back to centre, closing your eyes down or having them downcast. So you're focusing internally, you're not being distracted by the room around you. Big deep breath in and sigh as we release it. Big breath into the belly and release with a sigh. And take a natural breath and start to slow our bodies down. Releasing all 10 toes, the soles of the feet, the tops of the feet, and the ankles, your calves, your knees, and your thighs. Let both legs relax down. Release the glutes, the pelvic floor, your lower core and your lower spine. Excuse me. Release your mid-spine and your belly, your upper spine and your chest, the legs, the lower core, the mid-core, the upper core, the torso, relax. Release the fingers, the palms of the hands, the backs of the hands and your wrists, the lower arms, the elbows and your upper arms, your legs, your lower spine, your mid-spine, your upper spine, your torso, your arms rested. Release the shoulders, let them drop down. Release any tension, breathe into it and soften it. The legs, the lower spine, the mid-spine, the upper spine, the arms and your neck and your shoulders. Release the neck. The legs, the lower spine, the mid-spine, the upper spine, the arms, the shoulders and the neck. Relax. Finally, your head. Release the head. Pull the weight of the head into the ground beneath you. Start to feel the weight of your body as it sinks down into the ground. Your legs, the lower spine, the mid-spine, the upper spine, the arms, the shoulders, the neck, and your head. Heavy and released. Now let the facial muscles go. Maybe parting the lips, removing the tongue from the roof of your mouth. Release your cheekbones, your eyes, your eyelids, your eyebrows, your forehead, and the top of your head. Release everything through the top of the head, let it go. Your whole body lying still, grounded into the mat, the ground beneath you. Lay here with just your natural breath into your belly, thanking your body for the practice that it's just done. Release yourself a little bit more, sinking down. And start to visualize the room that you're lying in. Starting to bring yourself back. Listening to sounds that you can hear close by. And then those a little bit further away. Take a big breath in and sigh out. Wiggle the toes, wiggle the fingers. And then when you're ready, bringing the feet up so they are mat width. And the knees locked in. Release your head from side to side. Taking your arms out into T-shape, just T-shape this time, not further. Parting your knees, and then on an in-breath, taking that breath in, breathing out, drop the legs over to the left. Breathing in, bring the legs to centre. Breathing out, drop them to the right. Continue with your breath, window screen wiping those knees, just releasing out your spine. Little gentle spinal twist. Keep moving the legs back and forwards. Amazing. And then on the next breath, bring the knees to centre. Last time, bring them in for a hug. And then rock yourself up or come over onto your side, left hand side with low blood pressure. Bringing yourself up to a comfortable seated position. Keeping the eyes downcast or closed if you can. Taking the arms behind you, pushing into them, pushing the chest forward. And that's amazing. Taking the hands together, taking them overhead. On an in-breath, on an out-breath, bring them down. In-breath, taking the arms up. Out-breath, palms together, bringing them down. Across your forehead, past your nose, past your lips, down to your heart centre. Giving yourselves a bow. Blinking your eyes open. And give yourselves a clap. Amazing. I hope you enjoyed that. I think it's quite good. I mean, for me, it's something a little bit different, doing weights. But yeah, I'm hoping to come back and start recording some more Pilates for you all guys. But in the meantime, have a good day or evening, whatever time it may be for you. See you soon. Bye-bye.